gang, Toadie here. In today's City Skylines episode, you are going to see a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I'm not going to hold you up any longer. Let's get into it. Today, we are going to get down to business in Lee Acres, and we are going to do some beautification just south of Guntvilleburg. But first, we need to address our residential demand. Coming over here, why don't we get some roads going? We are going to get the one-way road here and come off of this. Again, don't tell Golf House, but we're doing some more one-way roads. And I actually think I'm just going to keep this really simple. I'm going to do a 90 degree here. Let's do like 6 and 6. Bring it into this road. We'll have some more people living there. And this guy, I do want him to eventually come under this interchange, which means we will have to lift this interchange up a little bit. So we'll see how we can make that work. Do we have our pipes coming out this way? We do. So let's just get some people moving in. Let's do the giveaway, fine. And then I believe I intended just to use these same big suburbs over here and have some folks doing the thing. We could probably stand to dezone that. Don't know why that's there. That's fine. No worries. And I'm just plunking in a whole bunch of houses. I'm not super fussed with which level each house is right now, because as this area grows up, they will grow into their levels if we need them to, kind of thing, right? So I'm just looking for a little bit of variety as I grab them. Variety both in size of the house as well as like which house I'm choosing, what the house looks like, kind of thing. Trying not to mix houses that look a little like poorer too much with houses that look richer, I guess, but you know what? These houses are all pretty similar. These level ones are pretty small, but I don't think it's quite as noticeable as I would think it would be with how much I'm paying attention to it, right? And then let's do some of these bigger houses, just a couple of them around this curve. We could maybe get away with that guy though, if we took it. Now, I guess maybe they won't. No, actually look at the driveway. It doesn't look good, does it? All right, I understand. A quick moment to turn the day-night cycle off because I am a professional City Skylines player, and I'm actually instead going to kind of overrun this area. I'll tidy that up with the smaller buildings and see if that does better. Oh, now again, these little pathways that they come with are really not doing them any favors, are they? So I have taken every single house and moved them back so that it comes back here so you can see the grass between it. That's meant to be a sidewalk or something, right? And then I decided to come and check over here, and it does. It looks great with the big suburbs roads. But because we aren't using that road right here, it doesn't look as good. So I think this is the better solution. So we'll put something nice in there, maybe a park or something. And let's get some more on this road. I've gone with some different houses back here though, because I couldn't push both of these back as well as these same types of houses over here and push them back. So we will need to use a BOB to get rid of these trees probably and put in our own. Also, what is up with everyone wanting to park on our road? Now, interesting, maybe, I guess it's because it's a one-way, I can't take parking from just one side of the road, which is a fuss. Which means we definitely do need parking over here. I've put these down for parking for now, and I really want to tackle raising this up and getting these two sides of the roads connected. So I'm going to go elevated on, I think, everything from here. Gosh, it's always so hard to choose. But what will end up happening is I will choose now and then adjust. And so we will do that for now. I would love if there was another node right about... no, you know what we can do? We can take this node and we can move it this way. And that will work just fine. Actually, let's take all of these nodes and kind of line them up a little bit more nicely with each other, right? I'm going to grab all of these, with the exception of that, and let's make them all... can I grab like the height of one of these? This right here. Perfect. I'll work with that in a second. Don't worry about it. This is very normal. This is a very normal process, part of the process. And we are going to take the recycling center, move it down a bit. And I honestly think I'm just going to grab that same road here, I guess, because we still don't have access to the big suburb roads. So my original thought was to carry it 90 degrees out from here still, but then I do want a 90 degree here. And then, get some camera stuff happening. And 3 and 4 and 4, sure, that's honestly it. That's all I'm looking for. So then we can start to fuss with these a little bit nicer, can't we? So let's grab these nodes, bring them the same height as this with Control H, and I think we've done it. This is still high enough that cars and people can get through. We do already have some people walking through it. That's great. These here don't look too shabby. I will be upgrading all of these to, what is it called? The USRP roads, but I'm gonna wait until I have access to, of course, everything so it looks a little bit smoother. But now people can go from this side of the road to the side of the road without having to hit up the main road. And I know traffic's pretty low right now and pretty tame, but I find preventative measures are some of the best things that you can do to help your traffic. So rather than fix it when it does get bad, I really enjoy just preventing it from getting bad. Now, what of course I have forgotten to tell you about is that as soon as the last episode ended, I was just tidying up some things. I don't remember what. And we hit Boom Town. So that unlocked the highway roads for us. It unlocked, really the only other pivotal thing was death care, which I put down a few graveyards I can show you. It unlocked childcare and elder care, but I don't know if I'm going to use them this city. We'll see if we get any death waves. And it unlocked the basics of transit. So what is that? Buses, ferries, a couple things. Nothing too pivotal, however, that we have to act on immediately. So before we get to any of it, why don't we get some prettification happening? There you have my process for doing the detailing, making things pretty. I want to show you these right here are the cemeteries that I've put down so far. I think we may end up wanting more in the city. I'm pretty sure they are the only death care I've done. Yes, they are. So we may just... What is this? Oh no, that one's a little not to the theme. We may just put a vanilla cemetery over here. I think that is going to be the way to go. I'm gonna put it there for now. Help lessen the load on just having these three over here. And doing that detailing work took me long enough that we have residential demand again through the roof. So we're going to have to address that. I hope you enjoyed seeing the process. It's really either I time-lapse the footage like that and we get a lot done very quickly, or I don't time-lapse the footage. I kind of talk you through step by step what we're doing and we just don't get very much done. So let me know in the comments below which way you prefer the detailing or prettification to be handled. For now, I'm just going to put... You know what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to take this road, even though we are eventually going to change what this road is, but I'm going to disable zoning on it first, just to ensure that we are getting what we want on the other side. And then I'm just gonna plunk down a few more of these big suburb houses on this side to try to help out a little bit with the residential need, because holy, it is going a little haywire. But I guess that's the point of this game called City Skylines, isn't it? It's to build a city, maybe eventually with a skyline. Got those houses in, beautiful, and we will eventually get to filling this in as well with some greenery and maybe some school stuff for the kids. But what I would like to do first is address this electricity situation. We're low. I think we're fine for water, right? Yes, but the electricity we need to handle. And the way that we're going to handle it for now is actually in Lee Acres, we are going to build a solar field kind of thing. So this little guy puts out 10 megawatts, and I'm just trying to decide which one we think is the best. Looking at these options, I actually think we are going to stick with these kind of 3x3. So let's grab them. And I just want to double check. I am fairly confident in this, but let's look. We are producing 92. Now, if I copy paste them with Move It, it still makes us make more, right? I do know this. Yes, perfect. Okay. Again, I just want to say I know that. I promise. I just like to make sure that I'm not cheeking you, you know? Let's get them side by side like this. These two can be lined up like so. And we are not going to have the whole rigmarole of where the sun is and south and north, and it's just not happening this time, my friends. So let me just get way too many of these in here. We have got way too many of them in there, and I kind of love it. If we go to the info panel, we are producing a fair bit. So let's actually lower the budget. You know what? Actually, never mind. We have too much money. Don't worry about it. But they don't look great when you zoom in. I did the whole move to terrain height thing, right? So I think it would make sense to have solar panels that are all one height. And can I please Control H them to this? And what I'm hoping to do is also take this and this. Actually, let's do that. We'll bring all of that to this node's height. And then we will bring all of these buildings to this node's height as well. Move them this way. And what we're going to do is we are going to work with the terrain a little bit here. I'll do this kind of with you guys so that you can see what my process is. I always make things perfectly flat first, and then if I want to smooth from there, I do. So make it all super duper flat, and then here I'm just gonna leave it like almost full strength and smooth, because that's easy enough, right? Same thing over here. I wonder, yeah, that side's gonna be fine too. This is a little much. If we just take the 3 nodes and we do a slope objects, where does it go? It goes down a fair bit. Okay, you know what? We can tolerate that. And we can bring our solar panels over here, and this will still accomplish what I'm hoping it to accomplish. And I think I might do like a retaining wall here, right? Do we want to flatten this road a little bit? Let's see what it looks like. This does get a little crazy again. It's always so much fussing, isn't it? Now we are ready to put in a wee retaining wall there, and I'm going to use the same one that I used previously during that time lapse. If I can remember where it went, it was over here. Oh, maybe I'll use a fancy one. Oh no, now I don't know what to do. We'll just stick with the original plan of using the same one as we used over there, and this is so simple, which is really nice. I'm just plunking it in, adjusting this to be, I guess, kind of like as close to the road as reasonable. And even up here, if I just kind of scooch it down so it like meets the grass, I think that's reasonable, right? We will be tidying that up, that's fine. Down here is all fine, down here is all fine, and then even this way. I'm also noticing that our key here must have come down or sloped down or whatever, so let's grab all of these and make them the same height as one of these buildings, and that looks a heck of a lot better. Cool. So here we will tidy this up as we need to, and you know what is really good for covering up these sorts of things is rocks. My ultimate eye candy is giving me hell today. It is constantly changing the day-night cycle speed. I had it unpaused. I was told if you put it on 1 out of 64, it'll stay put, but then it just turned itself. It's crazy. So I'm going to just show you guys the PO work that I do to tidy up this corner. And there's so many ways you could do this. I'm going to do it one way. I fully expect lots of hollering and yelling and hooting about how there are better ways of doing this, but hey, it's really cool because there's more than one way of doing things. So if we get this out of the way and go to scale, I'm just gonna make this a whole whack bigger, but I am going to make it shorter, and then I just like to go to customization, grab these little fellas and put them kind of where I want them. And then once I've got it to a point where I can't really use much more of it, I go to position and I just make a copy of it, rotate it a bit if it can fit in just like that. That's pretty rad, but usually I have to kind of muck with the vertices. Just one more because they're like, I made them triangles and you know, that was kind of silly of me, but that is probably good enough. I know that can be done better, but you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put trees and bushes and rocks on there and no one's gonna notice, and it's gonna look just fine. And I don't even need to use the invisible networks to lower the ground here because we have the road. So we are ready to move on from Lee Acres, who is doing it just fine, but they need workers like mad. So we need to move on to getting some more people living in the city. Where, oh where could these people live? Before I tell you where, I've just had a brainwave, and down here we are going to put down the Plaza of the Dead, because if you think back to episode 1, I did say that I am wanting to build all of the monuments in the city, or at least make a darn good attempt at doing so. And building those monuments means building a bunch of these unique buildings. So we might as well start on that right away, right? And what we're also going to put over here is the parking lot roads. So let's start by doing the parking lot itself, and honestly I think this large one might just be the way to go. If I build it like so, we can always extend it, but then I also just want to bring this here. No, bring it here. Maybe we can adjust that. If we do this, I think that's a little bit better, and we will bring this out this way. I know it's not looking exactly perfect, is it? But we'll get there. We can do this. Then, thanks to our friendly parking lot snapping mod, I think it's called, we can just put these in easy peasy. Now, my question always ends up being, where is the best place to put the accessible parking? I think I need to do this to get it. Yes, I think I'll put it along here, and then maybe one on each corner here. So let's do a little bit of this each way. And let's just grab the tall one. Is that right? Yep. 3x2. You know what? It'll fit really nice. here and here. And then what we can do, I'm gonna have to press Control X because it's getting all wonky like it likes to do. And I'm going to start with the electric vehicles and then put down accessible. We'll put down one more over there, and then I'm gonna maybe do the exact same thing on this side. Oh, that looks awful, doesn't it? So let's just delete that. I just pressed the delete key on my keyboard to delete it. What a weird muscle memory thing to do, because that is very much not City Skylines, is it? Control X to unlock it, plunk that in, and then I think here we might actually just do another electric vehicle parking so that it's not sticking out here. And down this way we are going to put this in there. And can we grab this? I grabbed this decal from the, I think this is from big parking lots, isn't it? Yes. But we're going to use it anyways so that it does look like this is accessible. Except it looks kind of wacky on the side. Can we PO this? I know it looks a little odd, but I think I'm going to leave it. And you and me, dear viewer, you and me, I'm making eye contact with you right now. We are just going to pretend that that is absolutely perfect, aren't we? So now we have some functional parking in there, and we might as well have these guys give way. And we've got our first unique building. But in order for people to fill up a cemetery, this is going to be so dark, I'm so sorry. People need to live first, and we're back to where are they going to live? Well, they are certainly not going to live on this tile. We are going to click this, we're going to buy this tile, and we're going to buy this tile. And that is rather exciting. Before I tell you why it's so exciting, we are going to grab all of this goodness and we are going to bring it over here because we haven't made this area pretty yet. We haven't kind of like finalized our trees and bushes and rocks, and that decal is sticking out. So let's grab this whole thing again and bring it over this way and fill in this area. This path here is both a pedestrian path as well as a bicycle path side by side. I know the bikes can use the pedestrian path, but that just feels more, you know, bike supportive, cyclist supportive. There's a term, let me know what it is, to have both of them there. So let's do a little bit of this. Doesn't that just immediately feel so much more filled in, so much better? Going to bring a little bit more over this way, and I'm gonna do that. And then obviously grab this and bring it over this way. Grab this guy, bring it over that way. We have people parking in our parking, which is, you know, what they're supposed to do. I'm here for it. And already I feel a little bit better about this. Now, why is this exciting? It's exciting because we are going to wait until next episode to touch that area over there and start hammering up our population. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and seeing kind of how I do things to make things look pretty. If you did enjoy, please do give it a thumbs up. There is a video on screen that talks about how I put together a tree palette and make overgrowth in City Skylines. If you want to learn my exact process, give that a click and watch that next. Gang, I will see you next time.